How's it going, Salem's Lot fans? We're back to Salem's Lot Minority. It's me, Danny, out here in the east coast of the U.S. We are joined also with our other Salem's Lot brothers. We got Sam out there on the east and on the west. I'm on the east. He's on the west.
East
Ben
side,
on the
west side.
west also, and then
Like story.
our brother out in over in the UK, Mr. Ian Bolton. And we are the Salem's Lot Minority. We talk about everything Salem's Lot. This is pretty much what brought us all together, and now we're just brothers from other mothers, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we're this is going to be a good one because we're going to talk about the new remastered vinyl soundtrack. Check this thing out; it is super cool, and we're just going to give our thoughts on it. Is it worth the purchase? We're going to probably go ahead and say yeah because it's got Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
So we're like, yeah, of course it's worth it. But we want to give you our thoughts on it, and we've all been able to listen to it. Sam,
Yeah.
you and I know we're
Yeah.
big music
Mr.
guys.
Music Man, come
I
on.
know these guys love music too, but I don't know. You and I, we both do the musician thing, and
Yeah, I'm here. I want to hear from you guys about this
yeah.
one.
So, Sam, give me the breakdown.
I apologize if I'm shifting in and out of focus. You didn't take anything I slipped in anyone's coffee. It's just the way that the Mac works with Zoom. So it's going to be entertainment for anybody that's viewing.
Does this smell like chloroform to you?
So I'm kind of right here, but then again, about a minute or so, I'll back up. But
We'll do this to
yeah,
make you
this
feel
is
better.
really cool. I am.
What if it goes like all the way back?
This is really good coffee. It makes you zoom in and out.
Coffee. Coffee. Okay.
This is a great treat. This is something that I think Ben, that you were informed with someone, and then you informed me. It's really funny.
Yeah, my friend Raina let me know. Yeah, my friend Raina, who I've known through Sinister Creature Con and things like that. We're just good friends, and she sent me the link to it. It was right at the tail end of February. I think it was the 22nd. 22nd, 23rd. And she sent it to me, and I remember my words. I won't say them here because, but I pretty much pre-ordered it right away, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I think I did it the same day that you let me know. And that's generally what happens when we get Salem's Lot information, is that normally it's just like a domino effect. We all pass the word onto the group in the minority fairly quickly within a 12-hour or 24-hour period. This was great because yeah, as far as me being an actual musician, I was really wanting to hear this for two reasons. One, when you hear it in the movie, it's not channeled in the stereo, meaning that there's not a left and right separation output. It's what they call mono, which is short for monaural. It just means that it's all done in one track. Mm-hmm. So you really don't have a lot of separation. You don't have a lot of what I call like a 360 stereo pan picture. With this edition that they put out, for the first time, I'm hearing the soundtrack literally in a stereo presentation where the actual orchestra feels like it's in front of you and you're in the amphitheater or an auditorium if you were to hear an actual symphony. Symphony. This coffee is amazing.
That has got whiskey in it.
Yeah. I'm going to the Oregon Symphony.
Coffee.
Oh my God! So
statistics.
So when it comes to the intro of the movie where they're doing the credits, they do the Salem's Lot logo.
Yeah.
This thing pretty much kind of kicks you in the face because it's finally separated out. All the instruments are having their proper locations in the stereo pan picture. And what I notice is that I'm hearing little interludes and little fractions of things that you don't really hear in the movie that much because the dialogue is obviously taken charge. So, for instance, when Ben and Jason are at the bar and got ourselves a native, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this lounge music in the background that makes you giggle because you don't really hear it. You hear it really up front on this album. And it is so of the opposite of what we're known for, jump scare scenes or scenes that have literally followed us throughout all the years. It's finally cool to hear what Harry has done as a composer.
Yeah.
And talk about a genius. I mean, when it's a scene, he literally writes something for that particular scene. And you're hearing the whole enchilada, you're hearing the whole miniseries on a 2-disc set. And when I say disc, we're talking about vinyl here, guys. Anybody that's in the musical community, this is not a CD release. This is a vinyl version release, and it's released on colored vinyl, which is like kind of
they did. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
cool. I love the color for it and everything, and just the illustrations and everything.
And for me, that collects vinyl, colored vinyl can be kind of a mixed bag. It could be okay, and it could be outstanding. It literally depends on the record plant that it's cut on, the way the lacquer is used, who's doing it on the clock. I found it to be very quiet on this one because it probably is the colored vinyl that kind of keeps things from breathing a little bit. Because when you do it, it's kind of like an extra film of paint, if you will, because lacquer. Yeah. But when you add a color to it, it kind of suppresses the master a little bit. It brings it down a little. So any kind of stereo that you have that will handle a record player, you almost have to kind of crank it up a little bit more. So it's a little quiet, but all of the emphasis of those jump scares and those intense scenes, like I said, it's kind of like a 360 sound. We have 4 speakers in our living room, so I have 2 mains in the front, 2 mains in the back, as if you're in a movie theater. So you are really getting the actual demographics of the sound. And I really like the packaging because a lot of people these days don't really put a lot of thought into it, but the back cover is kind of cool because it is like a cellophane window. And the sleeve that comes with it is really intriguing. You can either use the illustration that you see here, a Ralphie Glick at the window, or you can turn it over and there's a great illustration of just the window itself with the fog rolling in before he creeps along. That's kind of neat. So you can put it into the actual record sleeve in pretty much any way that you want. It's pretty much interchangeable. You can just do it like that, or you can flip it around with the way that Ron, see here it goes zooming in and out. The gatefold is what throws me. Someone put some thought into this thing, and cameras do this, but I don't know.
Yeah, but I know it does look like the night we were in the cemetery 2 years ago.
Yeah, it really is. It's up on the hill, so I'm sure someone went up there, had an easel, and kind of did like a rough sketch, and then probably went back wherever studio they went and finished it. The artwork is great. Someone definitely put in some time. Someone did their reference points checks and really did a great packaging on it. If you have a stereo, cool. Headphones, even better, because you really do hear a lot of the details left and right, and you hear a lot of great sounds that you don't pick up on in the movie because you have the visual kind of in front of you. But what's fun is that when you listen to it, you can almost match what the scenes are. You can kind of visually play the movie in your head as you're listening to it.
Yeah. So, Sam, you kind of said everything I was going to say. I had the same thoughts exactly. From the very first song, the teaser, I thought it was fun. You know, you're talking about things are in different places. I noticed in just listening to the song called Teaser, you hear it in different places, and then the triangle seems to be right here. Ding.
Yes. Yes. I totally caught that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Anyway, it was just interesting how those pans were done, and but it, being a music person, I could listen to that soundtrack any time of the year. But I really did like how it was done. So, you took the words out of my mouth. Ben, what did you think?
Well, I can't speak as eloquently as you two musicians about this, but I mean, I was lucky that I got the original release too. So I got this one 10 years ago.
Yeah. I totally
and then I got, so it's like I'm happy that I have both of them because I think this one, I don't even know if you could find it anymore. I feel like they are very similar. I mean, again, I'm not a musician. I listened to both to see if I could tell any differences. They both sound the same. The thing I do love about this new release is just the way it's packaged. I like the artwork that was done on the first one, but this artwork and just this one just makes me feel Ferndale and just the town and everything. And the fact that, like you were showing this whole thing with the cemetery. Actually, it looks like Ferndale too. So, I mean, and then just the whole thing with this, with the window in the back, and that you slide this out, and then you could flip it and just have the smoke or the fog, and it could be either he's Ralphie Glick is floating or he's not there yet. So I think that's really cool. But I'm like you with that, just picking up that one where they're in the lounge or when they're at the when they're getting the drink and everything, and that music being so different. And then I think it's sort of like it has that sound to it where it's almost like it's silly sounding, and then it sort of crescendos into something a little bit darker. And I just love the way that just shows a musical talent. That, I mean, the fact that this was Suckman's last composition is really heartbreaking, because I think he died in '84, and so it wasn't that long after that after this that he did that, and he had a full orchestra, which is unheard of for a television movie. But yeah, when they're in I guess that's supposed to be the Dell that they're at, and but yeah, then you do pick up on it, because it's kind of like you hear it almost as a hum in the background when they walk in because of the dialogue. But then when it's just that's taken away and you're just listening to the music, it does you respect it more. I mean, like Susan's Curious is one of my favorite pieces in the composition.
Thank you.
I love that one, and I love A Steak for Mr. Barlow is always my favorite. I remember hearing that for the first time when I really got into the film as a kid, and it was like I got goosebumps hearing it, and then hearing it just with no Barlow shrieking, nothing else, just the track. It gets me every time, and it's just that music invokes so much emotion in me, and I love composition. I love good composers like Thomas Newman. I love Christopher Young. So even though I'm not someone that plays music, I really love just orchestral scores for films. I love to listen to them. It actually calms me down sometimes when I need it. And Salem's Lot, like, it's another character. And like we've always said about this film, I always say it's an orchestra of perfection in terms of all the components for this. And, we grew up with it, and we were, part of it when, we were kids. So, it's like, it affected us differently than somebody watching it now. But for me, it's perfection. Everything, the character, the music is a character, just like the Marston House to you is another villain in the film. And I think that way too. So I think that's why I don't care if they release another one in 10 years, I'm going to buy it. I mean, it's one of those things where I can never have enough copies of it. I have it on CD from Entrada. I mean, it's just one of those ones where it's a perfect score, and Suckman was such a genius because he just knew how to build tension. And even like the one with It's Mark's Turn, that one always gets me, because it starts out very dread-filled, and then as it pulls back, it gets much more melancholy when he's even in the scene, the realization that was his friend, and his friend is a monster now. And I just love those ones. Really get me, and just how he used the chimes in certain spots, like in the end when it sort of goes to the end credits and you hear the little chimes and everything is, it's just like there's just little things that he added, little details that just show what a genius he was. So like I can't speak as eloquently as you two, but yeah, I think it's perfection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ian,
it's a great release.
I meant to ask you, are you a musician? Do you play anything?
Yeah, I'll play drums and keyboard and bass guitar, and my room here is actually a recording studio.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
How did I not know this?
But it's
same here. Oh, wow.
That's it. It's all dark.
That's it. We're
So
coming to you.
drum, keyboards, guitar.
Nice.
I don't use it a lot these days. I'm not busy, unfortunately. But I'm not an expert. I'm not in the same league as you guys.
Oh.
More an amateur for my own pleasure. Anyway, enough about me.
No. Okay. Well, what are your thoughts as a musician?
I thought. Well, first of all, I haven't got a record player. That's the first thing. What I would like to say is that I bought the original CD, which had like 84 tracks on it with all the musical cues. Is this the same? I'm assuming this is the same thing, just with
I believe so.
less titles. They're all grouped together into 36 rather than the 83 or so.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I have the CD on my player in the car, and it's playing all the time, much to my wife's.
I have it digitally too.
It's, yeah, I love it. How that's a very old recording. I think he said he had it as well on CD. So
Yeah, I think 2013. I think it came out.
Yeah, it's a good few years ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
If you look at the bottom of the jacket, it says it was recorded October 30th and the 31st, and then November 1st, 1979, and January 3rd of 1980 at the Burbank Studios.
And how I picked up that it was the same one as the other one, because it says that it was digitally edited by Douglas, I think it says Fake at Entrada, Oakland, California. So that Entrada was who put the CD out. And then I also noticed that it said that it was done by mastering in Berkeley, California. So both releases say the same thing. So that's why I was like going, oh, okay, so these both were done. And I feel like they just put out a new pressing of it, and they just did a new in terms of the colored, because it's different color than the other one. The other one has blue and yellow that I have, and I think there was another variation of that, but that's the one I got.
I'd say I love the artwork. That center spread, as it were.
Yeah,
brilliant.
This is the other one right there.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I can't really comment on it musically, other than I can't wait to hear it in its full.
It does sound good. I was playing it today. My cat loved it. She actually had never seen my cat Salem. Actually, really liked it, and she was staring at it because she had never heard me play my record player before. And then she curled up and went to sleep. So she really liked it. And then I changed it and was going to flip it over, and she went. I said, "I'm putting it back on," and I put it back on, and she liked that stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's a trip.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's great. I think they did a great job. And Waxwork, I have several releases from Waxwork. They did a lot of great Friday the 13th ones that I have. I just bought one. That was the first one I've ordered in a long time from the site. Probably about, I'm going to say it's the last time I ordered something from their website was about 5 years ago. But in terms of buying, I just bought Waxwork, the movie Waxwork. I just bought that release from Waxwork Records on the movie Waxwork, if that's a mouthful. But yeah, I have like the Friday the 13th releases. They're all great. They do a great job. And they're really nice people to deal with too. So,
So talking about the soundtrack in general, I don't know that we've talked about it before, and it's a great soundtrack, but I don't think I've ever asked you guys. I have two favorite parts of the entire soundtrack. Two favorite parts. They're very specific. What is your favorite part of the whole soundtrack?
I've given a couple of mine. I said that like Susan's Curious is one of mine. Estate from Mr. Barlow has always been the one. I don't know why. I guess it's just the context of how that was utilized in that final scene. And it's just like, because it's quiet until they open the coffin, and then you hear the sound. It starts to build, and then it goes, and then it's just like, and then when he shoves Mark, it starts to pick up, and it just sort of, it's like it just picks up and gets louder and louder and louder and louder, and then it cuts out. When Barlow dies, it's like it just cuts out and it's gone, and then you hear like a little bit of it comes back up. It goes, and he goes, Mark, get out. And you hear that little bit of it picks up, and then it goes, I'm doing a horrible job. But anyway, it's like I love the way that is structured. And the other one that I like is really, really quick. And it's the cemetery. And it's when Ben is driving by Mike and Faithful as they walk up to the fence.
Yeah.
And they look at each other, and Faithful's barking, and he goes, yeah, Faithful. Just that. It's a very short little cue, but I love that one. I don't know why. And it's really quick, but that's one of my favorites too.
Yeah. Ian, what is your favorite part of the whole soundtrack?
Well, I like the main title, the open titles, balls. Just so powerful. Sort of sets the scene really for what's about to happen. And then there's always the lovely Susan. So that again,
yeah,
in a different way. Yeah, I love that too. They're probably the two that do it for me.
Sam, what do you think?
I have one, and I'm sure Ben already hones in on it. Susan is Curious, because even though I'm not there in the scene, when she pulls up to the Marston house for the first time and gets out of the car, just because the curiosity has now overlapped her whole soul and being at this point. She's finally putting the pieces of the puzzles together at this point. She's starting to finally take it seriously. The way she gets out and the way that she looks up at the house and the way that Jules Brenner is most likely is on a stretcher, like a wooden stretcher with wheels, because that was his trademark for filming. He lay down on a flatbed and he loved to angle up at certain parts of the movie. You can tell when he's on that flatbed stretcher that he's holding the camera up, and he just does that shot of the Marston house, and then there's a cloud that goes over the sun, and the cloud lifts, and you can't plan that. And the way that the clarinets are overlapping notes of a singular note going as that cloud is drifting over the house.
Yeah.
Just talking about it, every hair on my body just stands up like a pine tree. And because I feel there's something in the house, but I'm not looking away, nor am I turning my back on it either. There's something with the orchestrated passage and the visualization that is the perfect marriage of what I call intrigue. If there was a sound that went with the word intrigue in the dictionary, I would put that part of that sound on Susan's Curious to that moment, because of the way that those notes shift. It's just a very mellow passage, but intrigue and curiosity suddenly had a child in that frame.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love everything off of it, but that part just somehow, I feel that I'm floating. There's a floating feeling to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not confrontational, it's an interest.
I use it a lot of times in some of my videos on Salem's Lot, just that piece, because I feel like it's got a little bit of everything. It's got the melancholy, it's got the fearful, it's got the inquisitive. There's a lot in that one piece.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I use some of my video, the location one, and the background to that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to say my two very specific favorite parts are in one of the first tracks, Holy Water, when it's kind of building, and then you hear the violin, all the strings go. They dip down. Do that drop. That is super cool. Also, when Marjorie Glick starts to sit up, and it's doing those chromatic.
Yes, that's another great one.
And it's just, that was genius on his part, and the low ends going down, so cool. But anyways, yeah. All right.
Because she twitches, and then it's like, that's what, yeah.
Amazing soundtrack. Yeah, Sugman was really a musical genius. Did a super job on it. So,
yeah.
So absolutely. This thing, I think as a moment we're doing this video, is currently sold out. Do we know anything
on Waxwork? I haven't checked anywhere else, but on Waxwork it is sold out. It does say if you go on to Waxwork, it says alert me when it's back in stock, so that I don't know if it's sold out for good or if it's just temporary right now, because it just came out. I got mine it just came out, so it's like they just had the pre-orders in February, end of February. So it just, and I know it was part of a larger thing that they had. I guess there was like a monthly subscription thing that it was a part of that. Then they released it separately.
All right, guys. Well, those are our thoughts on this vinyl soundtrack. It is amazing. We love it. If you can pick it up, you can find it. Do your research, find it, eBay, wherever you can, and definitely pick up a copy, because it is really, really awesome. Also, we want to tell you guys something really cool coming up for 2026 in October, starting around October the 12th, I believe, is when you guys are arriving. All four of us, the Salem's Lot minority, are going to be in Salem's Lot, Ferndale, California. Yeah, we're going to be there the whole week celebrating and just being in our favorite town in the whole USA, because it's just a magic place to be right there in Salem's Lot. So if you've ever wanted to come to Ferndale and see Salem's Lot firsthand, this would be a great time. Come out, hang out with us. You got 4 tour guides here that can tell you how to get to anything you want to see. Well, we would love to just meet you and hang out. We would love to just talk to other people who love this movie like we do. So anyway, but we're going to have some more great content coming for you very soon. And thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.